The Wotofo Elder Dragon RDA. The Elder Dragon RDA was sent to me for a review from Wotofo. The Elder Dragon RDA was developed in collaboration with the popular Japanese vapor viewer Ryusei Sakao. This RDA is called the Ryujin RDA in Japan, but Elder Dragon and Ryujin are synonymous. In Japanese mythology, Ryujin is the dragon god that has the power of the ocean and the ability to transform into a human. He controls the tides, and his servants are sea turtles, fish, and jellyfish. So what does that have to do with the Elder Dragon RDA? Nothing, but it's a cool story, right? Alright, let's talk about it. It's a single coil RDA, has a stainless steel body. It's 22 millimeters in diameter, 34.5 millimeters tall with the drip tip. It's dripping and squonk compatible, and it comes in the colors of stainless steel, rainbow, gold, blue, black, and gunmetal. And you can get it for around $32.99. In the box, you get the Elder Dragon RDA, extra white frosted 810 drip tip, a 510 drip tip adapter, a coil trimming tool, 2 triple core fused Clapton coils, a user manual, and a bag of accessories and spare parts. The design of the Elder Dragon is definitely unique. It has this short and bulbous look to it, and the layer design is supposed to resemble a Japanese pagoda, which, if you don't know, is a sacred building of worship. And then on the bottom of the base, you have this Tai Chi or yin-yang symbol, which represents balance. I think it's really cool how much cultural meaning has been built into the design of this RDA. The pre-installed drip tip is a beautiful 810 resin drip tip. You also get a spare white 810 drip tip, which works just fine, and you get a 510 drip tip adapter if you want to use a smaller drip tip, which is a really good idea since the Elder Dragon is a single coil RDA, so it's good for lower wattage vaping too. And I think a lot of lower wattage vapors like using slimmer 510 mouthpieces. The barrel has 4 airflow holes, 2 on each side, and all the same diameter. To adjust the airflow, you can turn it left and right, but you can't turn it indefinitely. There's a stopping point on each side. With the airflow wide open, you'll get just a slightly restricted lung hit. If you shut it down almost all the way, you get a nice tight draw. But I don't think this works well as a tight draw device. Even though it is a single coil RDA and works well at lower wattages, I think it's still designed for big hits. All right, let's talk about the air intake. So the airflow intake holes are designed to pull in air at a slight angle. It forces that air down under the coil and then up around the coil and up the chimney. And that's something to keep in mind when installing coils in here. If the coil is too low, it can impact how the airflow works because it'll hit the sides of the coil instead of getting underneath it. If you look at Wotofo's site, you'll see how high the coil should sit. Basically, you'll want the bottom of the coil to just barely sit in contact with the top of the airflow intake holes. Another really unique feature of this airflow is that the intakes are detachable. To take those out, there are screws on the bottom of the base near the 510 pin, and they're big screws and easy to turn. Being able to take these intake pieces out makes it really easy for you to get into the RDA to clean everything out. I use an ultrasonic cleaner, so I don't need to worry about washing in those really tight spaces, but I think it's a really cool feature for people who want just a little more control over the products. This is a postless deck with 4 slots to screw down your coil. You can only put a single coil in here, but by having those 4 slots, you're able to easily install a coil no matter which direction the coil legs are pointing, so that's a nice feature. To install a coil, simply unscrew the coil screws, drop a coil down into the holes, and tighten it down. You notice that on the sides of the deck, there are 2 half circle cutouts, and this makes it really easy to get your coil positioned in the right place by resting the screwdriver or your coil tool in those slots. And Wotofo recommends cutting the coil legs at 6 millimeters, so that helps to make sure that you get the perfect height here. The post holes are nice and wide, so you can fit some decent sized coils in there. The coil included in the package is a 3 millimeter inner diameter coil, and I would say that's about the size you want to stick to, otherwise go smaller. And if you really like those coils and you want to recreate them, these are tri-core fused Claptons made with 3 26 gauge N80 cores and wrapped with 38 gauge N80 wire. They come out to 0.17 ohm, which Wotofo says run best between 40 to 75 watts. The Elder Dragon also comes with an exchangeable squonk pin, so you can definitely use this on a squonk device. The squonk pin is actually pre-installed, so make sure that you change it out if you're not using it on a squonk device. One thing to watch out for when using the Elder Dragon in squonk mode is that it's really easy to flood and leak out of the airflow holes. The deck is pretty deep, so you'll need to cut your wicks a little long. I found that cutting the wick somewhere around the length of where it reaches the outer O-ring is just about perfect. The flavor is really good, and I think that's probably the result of this RDA being so small and compact. But yeah, the flavor is good. The deck is also really easy to build. The biggest drawback for me is that it can leak out of the airflow holes somewhat easily. But overall, this is a really nice single coil RDA that I've been enjoying. All right, that's it. Thanks for checking out this review, and I'll catch you on the next one.